Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we are jumping headfirst into a really fascinating artistic project. It's one that mashes together the deeply human and the coldly digital to create a language that's, well, completely its own.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this one line, because it gets to the absolute heart of what we're talking about. Inhabit the territory where vibration becomes information. I mean, wow. This single phrase just throws us into the deep end, right? It sets the stage for a journey into this weird, mysterious space where sound and feeling and pure data all collide. It's the central puzzle we're going to try to solve today.
So to start, you have to understand that the work is it's drenched in the language of the natural world. And we're talking about powerful, elemental forces, things that feel both absolutely massive and, at the same time, super personal.
We see phrases pop up like this one, pneumatic dawn. It makes you think of air, of breath, of the very start of a day that's just buzzing with some kind of invisible atmospheric energy. You know, it's not just a sunrise, it's an event. It's charged with something.
And this is where it gets really cool, this natural imagery, it turns inward. Take interior monsoon. All of a sudden, a huge, powerful weather system is happening inside a person, right? It's describing the climate of the heart. It's just a brilliant way to connect our own emotional landscapes to these big, powerful cycles of nature.
And then, poof, the scale just expands out to something cosmic, vectors of continental drift. Think about that. We've gone from the air to the heart, and now we're talking about the slow, immense, totally unstoppable movement of the Earth's tectonic plates. This kind of language builds a world that feels organic and vast and incredibly alive.
But right when you think you've got a handle on this organic, earthy vibe, something totally different crashes the party. A language that is cold and precise and completely digital. Honestly, it feels like an invasion of that natural world we were just getting comfortable in.
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? This is the central conflict. On one side, you've got heart, rain, whispers, seed. You know, the words of life, of nature. And on the other side, generative algorithm, interfaces, code, modular inputs, the language of a machine. This isn't just a gentle mix. It feels like a head-on collision.
So you've got to be asking, right? How on earth do these two completely opposite vocabularies even exist in the same piece of art? It seems totally chaotic, but as we're about to find out, there's actually a hidden system making it all work.
And that's the million-dollar question, the one that unlocks everything. Is it all just random, or is there a method to this madness? Well, it turns out the artists themselves gives us the key.
And here it is. Here's our answer. Get this. The artist doesn't call this stuff poetry. They call it a performance protocol. Think of it like a set of rules or a piece of software. But instead of running on a computer, it runs on language itself. It's a system designed to act like an algorithm, taking in these modular inputs, like words, to create something brand new on the fly.
So how does this protocol actually run? Well, it's kind of a creative cycle. First, you start with seed words. Those are your initial triggers, words like seed or rain. Then, those words get broken down and put back together in new ways. The artist even invites what they call semantic drift, where meanings start to shift and change. And that leads to step 3, the magic moment where that hybrid territory is born, somewhere between a mantra and a line of code. And finally, the cycle completes and feeds back into itself. It's a living, breathing loop for making language.
Okay, so we've got the what and the how pretty much figured out. But that leaves the biggest question of all. Why? What's the point? Why go to all the trouble of creating such a complex, hybrid language system?
The whole goal is to create this in-between state, this hybrid territory that isn't one thing or the other. It's not totally human, but it's not totally machine either. By forcing these two worlds to smash together, the protocol creates an experience that feels like nothing else. It's something brand new.
And this, for me, is where you really see the scale of the ambition here. This hybrid space, it isn't just some clever artistic experiment. The artist actually calls it an interface for the contemporary sacred. The idea, it seems, is that in our modern tech-filled world, maybe this fusion, this strange mix of the organic and the digital, is a new pathway to accessing something profound, something we might even call spiritual.
So, all of this leads us with a really fascinating question to chew on. If creativity can be generated by a protocol, by a system that feels almost mechanical, then what does that say about our own human creativity? About that spark?
And the work leaves us with this final, beautiful, and kind of provocative thought.
That even when we operate within a system, even when we feel like we're just a collection of different inputs and influences, what comes out is still unique. It suggests that even in an age of algorithms and protocols, the act of creating is still this deeply personal, singular, maybe even defiant act. What does it really mean to be absolutely creative in a world that's full of generative systems? Now that's a thought to carry with you.